Welcome to Art Walk with Cassie.
Last time, we traced how art evolved from cave walls to the rule-breaking explosion of the 20th century. Now let's tackle the real question. Why does contemporary art feel so inaccessible, and what can we do about it? This is exactly why contemporary art is often misunderstood as obscure, absurd, or rebellious. Contemporary artwork isn't bound by any technique or rule, yet it carries a heavy load of what the artist wants to express. This makes the information density per unit of time and space extremely high. At the same time, viewers can't engage with it the way they'd closely read a piece of literature, applying standardized language knowledge, taking their time to absorb meaning line by line. That's probably the main reason contemporary art feels so inaccessible. So here's the question. Sure, some artists create purely for themselves and the audience is damned. But most artworks, especially those displayed in museums and galleries for the public, do want to be understood. On one hand, we encourage artists to express themselves freely, unconstrained by form. On the other, we hope audiences can catch the emotions and ideas behind the work. After it seems like every possibility has already been explored by those who came before, contemporary art is what emerges when artists seriously think about where art should go next. Gombrich wrote in The Story of Art, "There is no such thing as art, there are only artists." His original intent was to show that art has no strict definition and can't be pinned down. But in this context, it can also be read as art should be human-centered. The world and life itself are art. To sum it all up, contemporary art doesn't pursue beauty. Some works are even deliberately ugly. They were created to express. So, the primary value of contemporary artwork often doesn't lie in the finished piece sitting in a gallery or museum. It's not even necessarily in the complex, painstaking creative process, though understanding that process certainly helps you grasp the story behind the work. The real value lies in the thoughts and emotions the artist wants to convey through their creation. Because it doesn't demand technical mastery or adherence to rules, contemporary art enables more people to express themselves through creating art. Conversely, if you want to appreciate contemporary artwork, beyond basic cognitive ability, what matters most is understanding what the creator is trying to express. This is fundamentally the same as appreciating literature. Few people give high praise to a piece of writing simply because the language is elegant. What moves readers and resonates with them is the author's narrative, their expressed thoughts and emotions. If the threshold for appreciating traditional art is mainly aesthetic sensibility, then the threshold for appreciating contemporary art is empathy, the ability to feel what another person feels. And a large part of the value of classical masterpieces also depends on the meaning they've been given. The Mona Lisa wasn't even Leonardo da Vinci's proudest work, but it became the icon of the glittering Renaissance because of the legendary stories behind it. In truth, empathy is a capacity that people in our fast-paced modern world tend to overlook far too easily. So the next time you walk into a gallery and stand before a piece of contemporary art, try to let go of those old reflexes. Where's the beauty in this? Or, what masterful techniques were used here? Instead, make the effort to understand and feel the emotions and ideas the creator has in their work. And don't worry that this process will be boring, because humans have a natural hunger for the hidden messages buried within art. Once you can do that, you've already taken an important step on the road to appreciating contemporary art.
So much for today. I'm so glad you could make it. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.